Good morning, everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. It's a chilly morning out there this morning. The sun is up. I've been in my studio for about 4 hours. I've already shot the beginning of this and the end of this. And as I was editing it, I noticed that I forgot a piece on the collage, which was very important. So I'm going to show you the piece now and see if you can see what's missing later on. It's a very important part, and I looked all over for it because I couldn't find it. So I'll let you study that for a moment, and then you can go forward with the tutorial and notice what I forgot. All right, see you on the table. Okay, the supplies that you're going to need for today's project, your Stabilo, of course, an X-Acto knife. Mine is very well loved. All of my tools are very well loved. You will want a new blade, nice and sharp. I think I'll probably be using the white paint pen, medium point. I have some tweezers, very new for me to be working this small. I have a cabinet card. My friend Jan gave me some cabinet cards. Not this one, but she did give me some cabinet cards, and that was the inspiration behind this piece. And my friend Chris gave me a bunch of Somerset magazines that I've gone through, and we'll be cutting those apart. Now what I can tell you is I have spent about 2 hours going through the magazines and finding little bits and pieces that I want to put on the cabinet card. So if I take these out, hold on. So these are the little valuable things that I have cut out of the magazines, and I've used my X-Acto blade to do that, to cut them out. You can fussy cut if you'd like. What I am finding is that the fussy cut edge, the sharp edge, does not glue down quite as smoothly as the X-Acto edge. So I went through and just cut things out with the X-Acto blade. And now we are going to start gluing things. I'm going to put some Mod Podge on my work surface here. I'll have my brush, and I will also be using my tweezers. All right. It's a little bit different for me in this project is I laid everything out where I wanted it, and then I actually took a picture of it because I'm working with a lot of small pieces. So I'm going to take a small piece of white paper, and I'm going to put all of these items on the white paper and prepare to start gluing them down. I am going to use those tweezers to help me because we've got some really small pieces in here to glue down. This is really new for me. So let me get all of these scraped off onto that white paper, and then we're going to start gluing our collage together. I'm excited! So like I have said, this is really new for me. I have not worked this small. I have not worked this precise. So we are just going to hang on to our Mod Podge brushes and see what happens here. I don't know. And I'm just going to start assembling the collage. Keeping our fingers crossed. I do have my image to refer back to, so that is helpful in this case. A lot of moving parts in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through here and glue the collage pieces on the way that I had planned them, which is also very unusual for me. Planning, not part of my charm. but I'm finding that this is kind of fun. I'm going to glue the bigger pieces down first. Working upside down here, so you might see some things that are crooked, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not that precise. Yes, clearly take your time to rub out the wrinkles. I hope it's fun to watch this collage take shape. Some of you like to watch the process, and some of you will fast forward. Everybody's happy. In come the tweezers. Well, come on. No sticking to my fingers. Aren't those fun? Enough of Mod Podge on my work surface to use on that. Come here, you. Turn her around for a minute, pardon me. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper towel. Make sure everybody is all stuck down. Pick up any excess Mod Podge. I love this hanging off the edge like that. That is pretty yummy. What else do we have here? She has a hand someplace. Hand and bird. That's going to take a little bit of planning because the bird goes under the hand. That was over his eyes before. It is now over his mouth. Perfect. Now this has to be hanging down to cover those flowers, right? And then this hand goes here. Thinking, thinking. Okay, we're doing it. Right or wrong, we're doing it. Now what took most of the time in this piece was finding the fun little images and cutting them out. Putting this together is fast. So give yourself enough time to cut things out. Playful meditation time. Yep, I can live with that. That's okay with me. And we have little red buttons for the sky. One. Two, and there's a third button here someplace. Here it is. And three. Okay, before I let this dry completely, I'm going to put a coat of Mod Podge over the entire piece. That way the playing field is the same for the Stabilo, and it will take the same throughout the piece rather than the rough paper. Now it's dry time. Now if you used a heat gun to dry your piece, make sure your piece is nice and cool before you get in there with your Stabilo. Otherwise it will go on a little bit thicker perhaps than you want it to go on. Alright, I'm going to go around the entire piece. I'll go around the edge. I'll go around the edge of the actual photo. I'll go around the edges of all the collage pieces that I put on. And we will come back and see how this piece is looking. I'm loving it. As I'm working on this image, I have found that the blending tool is actually working better on the photo. The spit and smudge was just taking too much of the Stabilo off. Around the edges of the collage. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use the blending tool throughout this whole piece. Yep, I like that. As you are stabiloing the collage pieces, don't be afraid to bring the Stabilo up onto the image a little bit. Alright, so you're going to blend it onto that collage piece a little bit as well. Shadow that in there. And the more that you use that blending tool, it will actually get a buildup of the Stabilo, which will help bring it onto that edge a little bit. It just helps bring the piece together. Alright, so I've gone around all of the little collage pieces and the fun couple with the Stabilo. Oh, tummy growling. And if you do not have a cabinet card, you can certainly use an old postcard. You can use an image that you have printed. Put it on something stable like cardstock, and then you can build your collage on top of that. I just thought it would be fun to use the cabinet cards. All right, now I'm going to go around the edge of the photo and then the edge of the entire cabinet card. Now it's spit and smudge time. How gratifying is that? Thought I was going to miss out on that. Oh yeah, that's yummy. As you watch me do the edge with the Stabilo, you can see that I use a different motion. I just kind of blend it out a little bit so that it's not all even. It just happens to be how I like it. A little bit unpredictable around those edges rather than just a bold straight line of spit and smudge. Just kind of blend it out. Give it a nice grungy look. And I'll do the same thing to the inside of the photo right there. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to bring in my the paint pen and just add a few dots just to bring it back forward. Oh, I didn't Stabilo his buttons. Okay, I can do that. Cheers. Cheers on my coffee cup. Turn it around here. Feel the energy facing me. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just feeling the energy on the pieces. I'm going to Stabilo these and they may need a white dot. Yep, that feels pretty good. Nice and dotted. All right, I'm going to Stabilo his buttons because clearly I forgot to do that. And now it is your turn to go create, go play, go have fun. This was fun. Thanks for joining me.